Hey, hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is Ahili Bhattacharya, your study buddy, and today we are diving deep into one of the most powerful tool in probability and statistics, the moment generating function, or what we lovingly call the MGF. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, like moment generating function. It's a bit difficult and something very new what we are going to study, right? So of course, do not worry. By the end of this video, you're going to completely understand what an MGF is and why we need it, how to derive the MGF from scratch, and how it connects to the mean and variance of a distribution. Then we're gonna solve the MGF for Poisson, geometric, and binomial distribution with the full derivations. And lastly, we're gonna do the three key properties of MGF you must know for exams. Okay, so yes, as you can understand, this is going to be a long one. So grab your notebook and let's go with our first thing. What is like first, before we talk about the MJF, we need to quickly remind ourselves what a moment is, right? So in statistics, the rth raw moment of a random variable is defined as, let me write it, mu dash r. Okay, this is defined as mu dash r and is written like expectation of x to the power r. All right, now if you put r is equals to 1, which is the first moment, then what will happen? It will be, see, if you put r is equals to 1, then you get what? Mu dash 1, right? And this will be what? Expectation of x to the power 1, which is basically expectation of x. Now what is expectation of x? Expectation of x is the mean. So from the first moment we get the mean, right? This is the mean. Just a moment. So this is the mean. Now coming to the second moment. Now if you do the second moment, which is r is equals to 2, then you get what? For r is equals to 2, you get mu dash 2, which is equals to expectation of x square, right? Now what is the use of expectation of x square? You know it, right? Like we need this expectation of x square to find the variance. Now if you do it like this, so on, now you will get the moments, right? Like the first moment we got, the second moment we derived, now we will get the r is equals to 3, the third moment, and so on. Now computing these moments one by one can be tedious, right? So wouldn't it be amazing if there was one single function that could generate all these moments for us? That is basically the idea for moment generating function. That's exactly what moment generating function or MGF does. Okay, now for MGF it is defined as this. See, what is MGF defined as? MGF is defined as MXT. All right, MXT, which is equals to expectation of e to the power tx. All right, now here what is the t is here a real number. Okay, this is a parameter and not a random variable. All right, so let me write it. What is t is here a real number, a real number. This is a parameter, and this is not a random variable, not a random variable. All right, and here e denotes what? E denotes the expected value. All right, e denotes the expected value. Am I clear? Now for continuous random variable we have a function, and for discrete random variable we have another function. So let me write it down. See, for, okay, for continuous random variable, it is integration of e to the power tx dot fx dot dx. Okay, and the range is of x. All right, x or minus infinity to infinity. All right, this is for a continuous random variable, the mxt. Okay, now we will study for the discrete random variable. For discrete random variable, it's like summation of e to the power x is small, sorry, x will be small because this is inside the function. Okay, so e to the power tx dot fx dot dx, and the range is of x, right? So this is simple enough, right? But here's the magic. Let me show you why this function is called moment generating. Okay, so for this we need a binomial expansion, which we studied in our earlier classes. Now I'll discuss that too, which is a Taylor series expansion. Okay, for the Taylor series expansion, how do we write it? Let me show you. Let me build up the steps. Just see here. Sorry. Okay. Yes. So, what was I saying? Yes, series expansion. Let me write it. Taylor series expansion. Now, what is basically Taylor series expansion? This is like we used to know e to the power y. Now, how do you expand this series? It is like 1 plus y square by 2 factorial plus y cube by 3 factorial, and this goes on, right? Now, if you substitute y to be tx, then how what do you get? Let us see. Substitute y is equals to tx. Then what do you get? Tx will be capital tx. Just a moment. Tx. Okay. So if you write y to be tx, then what do you get? E to the power tx is equals to 1 plus tx plus tx's whole squared by 2 factorial plus tx's whole cube by 3 factorial, and this goes on, right? And if you just break open the terms, then what do you get? 1 plus tx plus t square x square by 2 factorial plus t cube x cube by 3 factorial, and this goes on, right? Now if you take expectation on both the sides, then what do you get? If you take expectation of e to the power tx, this is basically what? Mxt, right? That is what we have derived this thing, this moment generating function from the Taylor expansion series, right? So if we take the expectation on both sides, then what do we get? Expectation of 1 plus tx plus t square x square by 2 factorial plus t cube x cube by 3 factorial, and this goes on. All right. Now if you take the expectation of these terms, see, for expectation of 1, for a constant, what that is, the expectation of a constant is a constant, right? So expectation of 1 will be 1. So 1. Now expectation of tx, now t is a constant, so we will take that outside. So t into expectation of x. Next is expectation of t square x square by 2 factorial. So here t square by 2 factorial is also a constant, so we will take that outside, and then we will be left with x square, right? So it will be t square by 2 factorial into expectation of x square. T square by 2 factorial into expectation of x square. Yeah, right? And then like that only, t cube by 3 factorial expectation of x cube, and this will goes on like that. Since we know, this mu, I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble with the pen here today. So yes, we know that mu dash r is equals to expectation of x to the power r, right? We can write, hence we can write summation of t to the power r by r factorial, like generalizing the term, okay, dot mu dash r, and r is running from 0 to infinity. This is what you need to remember. Now you need to look at this. Now see, the coefficient of t to the power r by r factorial in mxt is exactly mu dash r, which is what? The raw moment, right? The rth raw moment. That is why it is called the moment generating function. It literally encodes all the moments inside it. Okay. Now there is a quick note which I need to say, as you can also see in my notes also, like why is r is equals to 0? Why are we taking r is equals to 0, right? We are taking that because if you see, if you put r is equals to 0, then what do you get? Mu 0 dash. Why? What am I saying? Mu dash 0 is equals to will be what? Expectation of x to the power 0. All right. Now what is x to the power 0? That is 1, right? So it will be expectation of 1. Now what is the expectation of a constant? That is a constant, right? So it will be is equals to 1. All right. Now this is the reason why we take r is equals to 0. That is the starting point. Now we will come to the next topic, which is extracting the moments by differentiation. Now that is the most useful result, and we can extract any moment mu dash r by differentiating mx t r times and then setting t is equals to 0. Okay. Now what am I saying here? Let me write it down. What I basically said is mu dash r is d to the power r by dt to the power r mx t. When that is set, when the t is set to be 0, then we can say that mu dash r can be derived from this by differentiating it by differentiating it r times and then putting t is equals to 0. Now see, what is mean? Mean is expectation of x. Now if we set mx m dash x means that differentiating once, right? And then set t is equals to 0, then we will get the mean. Okay. Now what I said is that mean. This mean can be derived as m dash x. This m dash x, when that is set to 0, m dash x when that is set to 0, and that is basically meaning differentiating only once, and then set t is equals to 0, we get the mean, right? And then if we differentiate twice and set t is equals to 0, basically I'm talking about m dash x and putting the t is equals to 0, then we get what? Then we get the expectation of x square. Expectation of x square, right? So expectation of x square is used to find the variance, right? So basically, what is the variances formula? Variances formula is what? Expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole squared, right? So basically what you're gonna write, m double dash x 0 minus m dash x 0 whole square. Now this is unique, this formula is extensively used in whole of mgf. Okay, that is when we need to find the moments or specific distributions, you have to understand and you have to memorize this formula. Okay, keep this in your memory, this will be very very helpful, because now only we're gonna start with the mgf of poisson distribution, and this will be so helpful to find the variance. Okay, now coming to the poisson distribution. Now how are we going to do the poisson distribution? Like how we gonna find the poisson distributions mgf? Let us see. Give the heading to be poisson distribution. Poisson distribution. Now, how do we write a Poisson distribution? Like if x follows, like you write it like this, right? If x follows Poisson lambda, then we know the PMF. What is the PMF of Poisson distribution? That is probability of capital X equals to small x is equals to e to the power minus lambda into lambda to the power x divided by x factorial, where x is running from 0, 1, 2 and goes on till infinity, right? So let me write it. Then the PMF is probability of capital X equals to small x is equals to e to the power minus lambda into lambda to the power x divided by x factorial, where x is running from 0, 1, 2 and it goes on till infinity, as I just said. Now next we need to derive the mgf. Where, how will we derive the mgf? We will put the mgf in this PMF. Now let us see how we are going to do it. See, first write the mgf is mxt, which is equals to expectation of e to the power tx, which we already know. Now let us put this into the Poisson variable. For Poisson variable, mxt is equals to summation of e to the power tx into e to the power minus lambda into lambda to the power x divided by x factorial, and x is running from 0 to infinity. All right, now since we have written this, what will be the next step? We will take out this constant outside of the summation, okay? Because we can see, I'm sorry, is it fine? Yes. Okay. So we can see that the power of lambda and e is here same almost, because here is also an x and here is also an x, and please put this to be small x, okay? Because in the inside the function it will be small variables. Okay. So next step will be is equals to e to the power minus lambda. We are taking that outside and we are left with summation of lambda into e to the power t whole to the power x divided by x factorial, and x is equals to 0 to infinity. Now what will be the next step? Next step is just opening the summation and putting the value of x equals to 0, 1, 2, and goes on till infinity in this summation. Okay, now let us see what do we get. See, e to the power minus lambda is there. Now if you put x equals to 0 here, then what do you get? Lambda into e to the power t whole to the power 0 divided by 0 factorial. Now what is that? Anything to the power 0 is 1, so it will be 1 divided by 0 factorial is also 1, so it will be 1 by 1. So basically the first term is 1, right? So let me write it down directly. It will be 1. And what will be the next part? That is lambda into e to the power t whole squared divided by, this is not square, sorry, the next term is 1, and then it will be x factorial, which is 1 factorial. So basically what will be the term? It will be lambda into e to the power t only, right? So let us write only that. What will be the third term? It will be lambda into e to the power t whole squared divided by 2 factorial, and this will go on like that. Okay, so now if you can see, observe this closely, this is nothing but the Taylor expansion of the series, right? So if you see that this is not e to the power y here, now this is e to the power lambda into e to the power t, right? Like y here is lambda into e to the power t. All right. So if you can observe this, do not write this in the step because this is just an observation. Observe this. Okay. Then what can you write? Then you can write directly the Taylor expansion series. So it will be e to the power minus lambda into e to the power lambda into e to the power t. All right. Now see, these two terms are same. If you combine or club these two terms, then how do you get? What is the answer? Do you get? Sorry. Is the board visible? Yes. Okay. So it will be e to the power minus lambda plus lambda into e to the power t. All right. Now, if you take lambda to be common, then you get what? E to the power t minus 1, right? And here is the, and you have just derived the MGF for Poisson distribution. Okay, so mxt is equals to here e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1. That is the MGF of Poisson distribution. Now, if you have the MGF of Poisson distribution, it is very easy to find the mean and variance also, right? Now, how do you find the mean? You have to first differentiate this MGF once, and then set t is equals to 0. Now if you see, now see, let me do it first. What did I say? You need to differentiate once, then how do you write it? M dash x t is equals to d by dt e to the power, sorry, e to the power lambda, sorry, e to the power only lambda, not minus lambda, e to the power lambda. I'm having some trouble with the pen. E to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1. Okay, now this is what you need to differentiate. Now if you differentiate this once, then what do you get? Using the chain rule, what do you get? Lambda. First you need to write e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1, and then you need to differentiate this portion, right? So what will it be? Lambda into e to the power t. Now you have differentiated it once. Now you have to set t is equals to 0. Now if you set t is equals to 0, then you get what? E to the power lambda e to the power 0 minus 1 into lambda into e to the power 0. Now see, what is e to the power 0? It is 1, right? So e to the power lambda 1 minus 1, and here e to the power 0 is 1, so it will be only lambda, right? So next is e to the power lambda into 0 into lambda. Now lambda into 0 is 0 only, so e to the power 0 into lambda. So what is e to the power 0 again? It is 1, so it will be lambda. Now you have got the mean of Poisson distribution to be lambda. Now we have already studied Poisson distribution, and we already know that this is the correct observation we are getting, because we know that mean of Poisson distribution is lambda, right? And here also we have derived that mean of Poisson distribution is lambda. Now next you need to find what? You need to find the expectation of x squared, and then you can find the variance, right? So next, let us do the double differentiation, which is differentiate again this term. Right? Which term? This term. Okay? Differentiate this term again. Let us see. M double dash x t, which is equals to d by dt, e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1 dot lambda into e to the power t. Now, how will you approach this kind of problem? You're going to approach with the product rule. Okay, we have already studied the product rule in our class 11 and 12, right? So let us study, let us do that. Okay, now see, what am I doing? Let ft is equals to, I'm considering this to be ft and this to be gt. All right, e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1 and gt is equals to lambda into e to the power t. And next you need to do the differentiation. So f dash t will be what? First, you need to do the derivation of this. So you will get e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1, and then the differentiation of this part, which is lambda into e to the power t. All right. Now, what is the differentiation of lambda into e to the power t? That is the same, right? So it will be g dash t will be lambda into e to the power t. Now, what was the product rules differentiation method? That was fg whole derivative is f dash g plus f g dash. Now you already know what is f dash, what is f, what is g, and what is g dash. Now just put the values right here and you will get the answer. All right, let us see what is f dash. This is this. So write it, e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1 into lambda into e to the power t. And what is g here? G is this. So write it into lambda into e to the power t. Plus, what is f? F is this, right? So let us write e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1, right? Into g dash. And what is g dash? It is again this into lambda e to the power t. All right, now you have got the product rule differentiation. Now you need to do what? You need to set t is equals to 0. Now if you set t is equals to 0, then let us see what do we get here. M double dash x 0 will be e to the power lambda into e to the power 0 minus 1 into lambda into e to the power 0 into lambda e to the power 0 plus e to the power lambda e to the power 0 minus 1 dot lambda e to the power 0. All right, now what do you get here? Let us see. What is e to the power 0? It is 1. So e to the power lambda 1 minus 1 dot lambda only, because e to the power 0 is 1. Again lambda, because again e to the power 0 is 1. Plus e to the power lambda 1 minus 1 dot lambda e to the power 0, which is 1. Right? So it will be lambda only. Now next step. What is the next step? 1 minus 1 is 0. So e to the power lambda 0 dot lambda square plus e to the power lambda into again 0 here and lambda. And what is lambda into 0, which is 0? So e to the power 0 is 1. So I'm not writing that again. So lambda square plus lambda. This is what we get as expectation of x square. Now we know expectation of x square. We know expectation of x. Now, is that any kind of difficulty to find the expectation, the variance of the Poisson distribution? No, right? Because what is the formula for variance? It is just variance is equals to expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square, right? So we'll do just that. What is variance here? Variance is equals to expectation of x squared minus expectation of x whole square. So what is expectation of x square here? This is lambda square plus lambda, and minus what was the expectation of x, which was lambda square, right? So we get lambda square plus lambda minus lambda square, and we can see that lambda square gets cancelled, so we are left with lambda. And we can see the variance of Poisson distribution is again lambda. So for Poisson distribution, the mean is equals to variance, which is equals to lambda, and that is one of its most distinctive feature, right? So we have derived the MGF of Poisson distribution. We have derived the mean and also the variance of Poisson distribution, right? Now we will come to the MGF of geometric distribution. All right, let us come to that. That is also very interesting. Coming to geometric distribution. Now, if you find any kind of difficulty in finding the values of these distributions or on this concept, you can directly DM me in my Insta or also in the comment section. Okay, I will read it and I will solve your problem. Okay, now coming to geometric distribution. Geometric distribution. Now, what is basically geometric distribution? We need to denote that x to be the number of failures before the first success. And we also know the PMF of geometric distribution, which is probability of capital X equals to small x is equals to P into Q to the power x, and where x is running from 0, 1, 2 goes on till infinity, right? And here, P is equals to probability of success and Q is equals to 1 minus P, which is equals to probability of failure. All right. Now let me write it. What did I just say? X denotes number of failures before the first success. And here x is equals to 0, 1, 2, and it can go on till infinity. Like you can never be successful, as it is saying. Now you cannot say like that, because if that is the case, then this distribution will not exist. Now that what I'm saying is that you can have the failures, number of failures is 0, number of failures is 1, then you just failed once and then you succeeded. Let's keep our hope high that you do not have to fail and you succeed in the first time. Okay, anyway, coming to the question here, we need to write the MGF here, right? So yes, coming to the MGF. Now for MGF of geometric distribution, first you need to write, you already know what is MXT, what that is expectation of e to the power tx, right? So let me write it. MGF for geometric distribution will be what? MXT is equals to expectation summation of e to the power tx into p into q to the power x, right? Now I should have written the PMF here somewhere. Now let me write it in short. What is the PMF? PMF is probability of capital X equals to small x is equals to p into q to the power x, and x is running from 0, 1 to infinity. All right, so basically how we are dealing with this question now. Now see, what is the power of e's power is tx, and what is the power of q's power is x, and here p does not have any power, that is only 1. So we can take this constant p outside of the summation, and if we do it like that, then we are left with q into e to the power t whole to the power x, right? So just to group that these term, we are saying we will take that p outside. Now let us see. Let me do it with black pen only. Yes. P, I am taking this P outside. So P into summation of Q into e to the power t whole to the power x. Now, here also we will be using our series formula. That is the geometric series formula. Now, we already know what is the geometric series formula. That is summation of r to the power x. Summation. Let me write it like that so that you can understand. Let us say let r is equals to q into e to the power t. Okay, now we are supposing that r is equals to this. Now see, what is the geometric series? If you have forgotten this part, then please write it down so that you do not have to memorize it again. Geometric series is summation of r to the power x, r running x running from 0 to infinity, is equals to 1 by 1 minus r. Now you see that what is this geometric series? It is 1 by 1 minus r. And instead of r, we have to write q into e to the power t because we have substituted r with that only. So let me write it. It will be what? P into 1 by 1 minus q into e to the power t. And this is basically our MGF. But we need to standardize it more. Let me do it. This will be P by p by 1 minus q into e to the power t, right? And this can be further standardized into p into 1 minus q into e to the power t to the power minus 1, right? Now why am I doing this to the power minus 1? Because while differentiating, this will be easier rather than fraction, right? Because we do it way better with the powers. Now let us do it. Now we have got what is the MGF. Now just like that, so simply we have derived the MGF for geometry distribution. Now next, what do we need to find? We need to find the mean. And for mean, how do we get it? We need to differentiate it once, which is we need to differentiate this part, this MGF. We will differentiate this MGF once, and then we will set t is equals to 0. Okay, now let us see how to differentiate. Okay, let me write it. Mu dash x t is equals to p into basically d by dt. I'm not writing, I'm just writing the step finally. Okay, p into, first what we will have do, 1 minus q into e to the power t whole to the power minus 2, right? Because minus 1 in the power, and then we need to differentiate this part in the inside, which is q into e to the power t. Or if I just do it one more step, let me do it one more step, then it will be way easier. How am I canceling the negative terms? You will get confused. So let me write it. P into, see, if you just take down this power in the first, what do you get? Minus 1 minus q into e to the power t. And in the power, it will be minus 1. So it will be minus 2, right? And then you differentiate this part. So you get minus q into e to the power t, right? And from this, if we cancel the negative signs here, this and this, then you get the positive term. Now let us see how will you get it. P into 1 minus q into e to the power t into the power minus 2 into q into e to the power t. Okay, so this is basically our first differentiation, and then we need to set the t is equals to 0. Let us do that. Mu dash x t is equals to 0, then we get p into 1 minus q into e to the power 0 minus 2 and q into e to the power 0. All right, now let us see what do we get. P into 1 minus q, because e to the power 0 is 1 only, so 1 minus q to the power minus 2. What happened? Yes, to the power minus 2, and here also e to the power is 0 is equals to 1, so it will be only q, right? So basically, what is 1 minus q? 1 minus q is p only, right? So we will write p into this p square into q, right? Because this is p to the power minus 2, so we can write it p square in the denominator. Now, what is now if you cancel the term of p, then what do you get? Q by p. And q by p is nothing but the mean of this geometric distribution which we have already studied, right? So basically mean of geometric distribution is q by p. And next, if you need to find the variance, then how will you find it? You will find it by next differentiating the term of this part, this differentiate this part, and then you need to set t is equals to 0, and then for the variance you need to find expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole squared, right? Now let us do that. Now let us do the next differentiation. Mu double dash x t is equals to d by dt pq e to the power t into 1 minus q e to the power t minus 2. Now see, I have just clubbed this part p into q into e to the power t, okay? Because that will make our calculation way easier and faster. So let us see. Here also we will do the same way we will do with the product rule, okay? Now let us see. How will I write it? I will suppose that this is ft and I will suppose this is gt. So let us write it. Let ft is equals to p into q into e to the power t, and gt is equals to 1 minus q into e to the power t whole to the power minus 2. All right. Next, we need to differentiate these terms. Now let us see what is f dash t. F dash t will be the same only, p into into e to the power t, and then what will be g dash t? G dash t, you need to put the power down. Okay, so minus 2 into 1 minus q into e to the power t, and minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. And then you need to differentiate the part inside the bracket, right? So it will be what? Q into e to the power t minus into q into e to the power t. There will be a minus here. So next you see that minus 2 and minus q into e to the power t is there. So if you cancel the negative signs, then what do you get? 2 into 1 minus q into e to the power t minus 3 whole to the power minus 3 into q into e to the power t. All right. Next, we need to do what? You need to put t is equals to 0. Okay. So let us do that. No, not that. First, we need to do what is the product rule. What was that? So fg whole derivative is equals to f dash g plus fg dash, right? So you already know what is f dash t, and you know what is g, you know what is f, what is g dash. Okay, so put the values like that. So what is f dash here? P into, sorry, p into q into e to the power t. And what is g? What is g here? G is this one. So into 1 minus q into e to the power t whole to the power minus 2. All right. Then plus, what is f here? F is p into q into e to the power t. You can see like this, p into q into e to the power t. And next is what is g dash? G dash is this. So it will be, just put a bracket for better calculation, make it like error free calculation. Okay, so it will be 2 into 1 minus q into e to the power t minus 3 into q into e to the power t. So next what you need to do is, now you need to put t is equals to 0. So if you put t is equals to 0, substitute t is equals to 0, then you will write mu double dash x 0 will be equals to p into q into e to the power 0, 1 minus q into e to the power 0 whole to the power minus 2, plus p into q e to the power 0, 2 into 1 minus q e to the power 0 whole to the power minus 3, q into e to the power 0. Okay, this is done. Now if you just simplify further, then what do you get? E to the power 0 is 1, so it will be p into q, 1 minus q only, because e to the power 0 is 1, so minus 2. All right, plus p into q, 2 into 1 minus q to the power minus 3 into q. All right, because e to the power 0 is 1. Now see, what is 1 minus q? 1 minus q is p, right? So let me write it p into q to the power p to the power minus 2 plus p into q 2 into p minus 3 into q. All right, is the calculation getting pretty easier? So it will be pq by p square plus pq into 2q by pq, right? So now if you calculate further, if you cancel the terms, cancel the common terms, then what you get? Q by p plus 2q square by p square. All right, then what you need to do, take LCM, p square pq plus 2q square. So this is what you get for expectation of x square. Now if you find now if you have to find the variance, then what you need to do, expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole squared, right? So now write variance of x will be expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole squared, right? So what will be the answer? p into q plus 2q square by p square minus q by p whole squared, right? That was the mean of the geometry distribution. So basically this will be what? pq plus 2q square minus q square by p square, because the denominator are already same. So now if you just take common, then you get what? pq plus q square by p square. Now if you take common, then you get what? Q. I'm taking q common, so it will be p plus q by p square. Now we already know what is p plus q, what is probability of success plus probability of failure. It will be 1, right? So q by p square. Now this is the variance. So from here we get the variance of geometry distribution also. So now we have already calculated the MGF of Poisson, the mean and variance of Poisson, and now we have calculated the MGF of MGF of geometry distribution, and also the mean and variance of geometry distribution. Next we are left with the MGF of binomial distribution. All right. Now that is also a very interesting problem. Let us see how do I solve it. Binomial distribution. Now for binomial distribution, we already know how to write it. We write binomial distribution as if x follows binomial n comma p. Then we write the PMF for binomial distribution, PMF, which is probability of capital X equals to small x is equals to n chooses x, p to the power x, q to the power n minus x. All right. Now see, now we already know what is the PMF of a binomial distribution, and we know the formula for the MGF. So we will put the formula of MGF in the probability mass function PMF. Then we will get the this is how we will derive the MGF of binomial distribution. All right. So yes, let us set up. Let us do it. MGF for binomial distribution. Now how do we write it? Let us see. MXT is equals to expectation. Now we won't write the expectation, we will write the summation form, the other form, which is e to the power tx dot n chooses x, p to the power x, q to the power n minus x, and x is running from 0 to n, right? X is running from 0 to n. Here also you can write x is running from 0, 1, 2, goes until n. All right. Now see, you can see something important here. See, what is the power of e here? It is t into x. And what is the power of p here? It is only x. So we can club these two together and we can write p into e to the power t whole to the power x, right? So let us write that is equals to summation of n chooses x, p into e to the power t whole to the power x into q to the power n minus x. All right. Now see, here also we will be using the binomial theorem, the very first binomial theorem which we have studied in class 11, that is a plus b to the power n is equals to summation of n chooses x, a to the power x, b to the power n minus x, right? And where x is running from 0 to n. And here what is the a here? A is p into e to the power t and b is q here. Okay, so basically what will be the mxt here? It will p into e to the power t plus q to the power n. Okay, now let us see how am I writing it. Now you have to write, since we know the binomial theorem, like that. Okay, so I'm writing it like that. Since binomial theorem, a plus b to the power n is equals to summation of n chooses x, a to the power x, b to the power n minus x, and x is running from 0 to n. Okay, now here we will say that here a is equals to p into e to the power t and b is equals to q, and here we can write q to be 1 minus p also, right? Q can be written as 1 minus p. Now why am I writing 1 minus p? Because in the later portion when we will be trying to find the mean and variance, then this p will get cancelled. Okay, so that will be a way easier calculation for us. So here you can also leave the mxt to be p into e to the power t plus q to the power n. Okay, but you can also, that will be easier for you, that is how am I writing it. Let us see how am I writing it. P into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n. So basically, this is the AMGF of binomial distribution. Now see, for binomial distribution, we have already found this MGF so easily. Now we will be trying to find, by differentiating this term, we will derive the differentiate for the first time for once, and then we will set it to be 0, set t to be 0. Okay, now let us see how am I doing it. See, I need the pen here. Yes, mu dash x t is equals to, now here see the n is in the power, so n will come down, n into p e to the power t plus 1 minus p, and the power will be what? N minus 1, n minus 1. And then we need to differentiate the terms inside the bracket, so it will be p into e to the power t. Okay, is that done? Now we will put t is equals to 0. Put t is equals to 0. N into p into e to the power 0 plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 1 into p into e to the power 0. Alright. Now what is e to the power 0? It will be 1. So let me write it. N into p plus 1 minus p. Now can you see here? Can you see here p plus 1 minus p? Here p will get cancelled and this will be so easier. N minus 1 into p. So p is getting cancelled. So you get n into 1 to the power n minus 1 into p. Now anything to the power, like 1 to the power anything will be 1 only, right? So n into p will be the answer. This is the mean. Now we already have studied binomial distribution and we can confirm this fact that n into p is the mean of binomial distribution, right? Now next, how do we find the variance? For the variance, we need to find first the expectation of x square, and then we will put down the formula of variance, which is expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole squared, right? Now let us see how do we do it. Mu double dash x. First, we need to do the differentiation. Then we will put t is equals to 0. Okay, just a minute. Yes, t. Okay, so now d by dt n into, now see what was there. You differentiate this term, right? So n into p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 1 into p into e to the power t. Okay, now this is the term you need to differentiate. Now if you differentiate, you can take the n outside here for easier error free calculation. So if you take n outside and then do the differentiation, which is p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 1 into p into e to the power t, then you can do the product rule very easily. Okay, now here what we will let this to be ft and this to be gt. All right, now if you say that, then ft, write it clearly, okay, then it will be very easy to understand when you are doing the product rule. That is, ft will be p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 1, and gt will be p into e to the power t itself. All right. Now see, if we do the first derivative, f dash t, n minus 1 will come down, n minus 1 into p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 1, which is n minus 2, right? So n minus 2 into, and then you need to differentiate the part in the bracket, that will be p into e to the power t. All right. Now coming to g dash t, g dash t will be p into e to the power t itself. All right. Now we will do the product rule. F g dash is equals to f dash g plus f g dash. All right. So now we already know what is ft, what is f g, f dash and g dash, right? We already know these terms. Then we will just put these terms, okay? What is f dash? F dash is n minus 1 p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 2 into p into e to the power t, right? And what is g? It is again p into e to the power t plus f. What is f here? F is this, that is p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p into to the power n minus 1 into g dash. What is g dash again? G dash is p into e to the power t. P into e to the power t. Now we have got this product rule. Now we are missing something. There was n here. See, there was n here before the differentiation term. Then you need to multiply the n here also, right? That will be n here and n here. So write it, make the change here. That will be n here and then n here. Yes. So if you make the change here, now this will be the perfect calculation. All right. So here there will be also an n because we are doing this differentiation. We were having an n before this differentiation, right? So yes. Now if you calculate it, what do you get? N square minus n will, and plus p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 2 into p into e to the power t into p into e to the power t plus n. Now here you can do one thing, you can just leave this to it, p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 1 into p into e to the power t. Now next what you need to do, you need to put the t to be 0, right? Now you have to put t to be 0. Now write mu double dash x 0 will be, now you have to put t is equals to 0, put it here, n square minus n p e to the power t, e to the power 0 will be 1, so p plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 2 into p e to the power 0 is 1, into p into e to the power 0 is again 1, so p square it will be, right? So p square plus n into p into e to the power 0 will be 1, so p plus 1 minus p to the power n minus 1 into p, right? Because e to the power t is 0. So next, simplify further, so you get what? N square minus n. P's are getting cancelled, so it will 1 to the power n minus 2 into p square plus n into, here also p are getting cancelled, so it will be 1 to the power n minus 1 into p. So anything 1 to the power anything will be 1 only, so it will be n square minus n into p square plus n into p. All right. Now this is what we get. Now if you simplify further, n square p square minus np square plus np. So this is our expectation of x square. Now since we have got expectation of x square and we already know what is expectation of x, then we can directly find what is the variance of binomial distribution, right? So let me write, variance will be expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. Now what is expectation of x square? We just found n square p square minus np square plus np minus, what was the expectation of x of our, what is the mean of binomial distribution, that is np, right? So np square. Now simplify further. N square p square minus np square plus np minus n square p square. Now n square p square gets cancelled here, so we are left with minus np square plus np. Now if you take np common, then you get what? If you take np common, then you get 1 minus q. Now what is 1 minus, sorry, 1 minus p? 1 minus p here. So what is 1 minus p? 1 minus p is q. So you will write n into p into q. And that is our variance for binomial distribution. So we have, in today's class, we have derived the MGF mean and variance for all the three distributions. Poisson distribution first, then we did geometry distribution, then we did the binomial distribution. Now we have found the everything about it. Now we know all the things, how to do the calculations of MGF. Now this is very important because all these three can come in your exam, so make sure you practice this perfectly in your home. And next comes just the last part of today's class, which is the properties of MGF. Okay, now there are basically three properties of MGF. Now let us do it one by one, and by this we will conclude the MGF. Okay, so properties of MGF. Now, what is the first property of MGF? It is the scaling property. Okay, here we will say y to be. Now, let me write it, then you will feel better about it. This is the first is scaling property. Now, see what does the property say? It is MCXT will be equals to MXCT. So, this is what the scaling property is telling here. Now, see if you want to see the proof, let me do it. Proof. First, we will prove the LHS, then we will come to the RHS, and then we will show that LHS is equals to RHS. All right, let us see. LHS. LHS is what, this part. Now, what is MCXT? Expectation of E into to E to the power T into CX, right? That is what the formula is. Now, see, can you write expectation of E to the power CT into X? We can write it like this also, right? Now coming to RHS. What is RHS? RHS is MXCT, which is basically directly expectation of E to the power CT into X. Now can you see that this part and this part is similar? So LHS is equals to RHS, and hence we can prove this property. LHS is equals to RHS. Okay, so this property is proved. Now, what was the first property, which is MCXT is equals to MX into MX in the bracket, it will be CT. The function is CT here. Okay, so this is what the scaling property. What is the property number two? Property number two is that MGF of sum of independent random variables. Okay, we will be talking about MGF of sum. Now, see, what does the property tell us? The property is what is the statement of this property? Just a moment. Yes. Yes, property number two is MGF of the sum of a number of independent random variable will be equals to the product of their respective MGFs. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that there will be certain independent random variables like x1, x2, x3, and it will go on till xn, right? Now for this, if we add these random variables, that is the MJF of these random variables, which is m x1 plus x2 plus x3, and it will go on till xn t, this will be equals to the MJF of the particular random variables, okay, which is mx1 t dot mx2 t dot mx3 3t, and it will go on till mxnt. Okay, so what did I say? Mgf of the sum of a number of independent random variable, the sum of all the independent random variable will be equal to the product of their respective mgfs. Okay, individual respective mgfs. Now basically, how do you write it? Now, if we consider the random variable to be x1, x2, and it goes on till xn, okay, we are considering these are the random variables. Now, what is the sum of these mgf? Sum of mgf of the sum of the number of independent random variables. Now, how do you write it? M x1 plus x2 plus x3, and it will go on till xn t. Okay, this is basically mx1t, sorry, multiplied with mx2t dot mx3t, and this will go on till mxn t. All right, so this is what the property tells us. This is basically the property. All right, is this clear? Now see, this property, like in other words, this is basically mgf of a sum is equals to product of individual mgfs, right? Now this property is incredibly powerful because that is the reason mgfs are used to prove the results, like the sum of independent Poisson random variables is also a Poisson, which we will not do in this class. We will start from that proof only in the next class. Okay, and now we will come to the third property, which is the uniqueness theorem of mgf. All right, now what is uniqueness theorem of mgf? It is basically the mgf of a distribution, like if that exists, uniquely determines the distribution. That is basically the uniqueness theorem of mgf. Now what did I just say? What does this mean? This means that to every probability distribution there is exactly one mgf. If it exists, then to every mgf there is exactly one probability distribution. That is the uniqueness. Okay, that is so nice, right? So let me write it. What is the uniqueness theorem? I will just write this first statement. Okay, and I've already uploaded the notes, so you can copy the rest of the part from there. So yes, okay, my pen is not working again. Yes, it's working. So yes, coming to property number 3. What is wrong? Yes, coming. Number 3 is uniqueness theorem of mgf. Uniqueness theorem of mgf. Okay, let me write the statement. The mgf of a distribution, if it exists uniquely, determines the distribution. So basically, what am I saying is that if we know the mgf of some random variable x and it matches the mgf of a known distribution, then x must follow that distribution. That is the easiest explanation I can give for this mgf. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say is if mxt is equals to mx, no, myt, then this means that x and y are identically distributed, right? This implies x and y are identically distributed. So basically, the uniqueness theorem is why in many exam problems you will the uniqueness is, you will have this derivation in maybe properly in the next classes. Okay, so this is very important and you need to actually understand this uniqueness theorem of mgf, and this is one of the most important property of mgf, right? Now yes, you will derive an mgf and identify the distribution from it, and no further work needed basically if you have just found the mgf of the distribution, because that is the uniqueness theorem. Okay, now basically Now let me give you a recap of what I just did. That is the distribution for the distribution Poisson. Then its MGF will be e to the power lambda into e to the power t minus 1. And what is the mean and variance of Poisson distribution? That is lambda and lambda, right? Because they are the same. That's distinctive feature of Poisson distribution. Now for next geometry distribution, what is the MGF? What was the MGF? It was p divided by 1 minus q into e to the power t, right? And what was the mean of geometry distribution? It is q by p, and variance is q by p square. And next comes the binomial distribution. For binomial distribution, the MGF is p into e to the power t plus q, or you can write p into e to the power t plus 1 minus p, right, whole to the power n. All right. And then the mean of binomial distribution will be np, and variance will be n into p into q. So basically, that is what we have studied today. We have studied the MGF of whole everything, and that is a wrap on moment generating function. To summarize what we covered today, first is that we covered what is MGF. MGF is defined as expectation of e into to the power tx, and which is the expected value of e to the power tx, and the coefficient of t to the power r by r factorial in mxt gives us the rth raw moment, right? And then we can get the mean and variance by differentiating mxt and setting t is equals to 0, right? And then we derive the mgfs for Poisson and binomial and geometry distributions. And then we covered the three key properties. See the three key properties of mgf, right? Including this most powerful property, which is the uniqueness theorem. Now if this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the next one. And drop any questions in the comments. I read every single one, as you know. And yes, see you in the next class. Bye bye, thank you for watching. So tada.